Midwest region of the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. I'm Jonathan, and it's instead of our regular crew today, or any of our regulars, I guess, because we don't really have a set crew. But instead of the normal people that we usually have a good friend and guest with me today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Caleb, somewhat known as CDA2369, and that's me.
Yep. So just kind of some housekeeping stuff really quick. Sorry that the episode is a little late this week. Just as you all know, our biggest problem that we have is scheduling, because we're not making money, so it's kind of hard to section off specific times where we can dedicate to doing this type of stuff. So people are in college, people have families they need to provide for, in between jobs, general stuff like that. Yeah, life just kind of gets in the way sometimes, and we're slowly but surely figuring out stuff and different ways to make it so that isn't an issue. But the reason that we didn't put out an episode on Tuesday is because we were unable to get people together to record in time to put out an episode on Tuesday, which is why I thought that I at least wanted to get an episode out. So I went ahead and contacted Caleb and asked if he'd be willing to be on an episode, and we can just kind of go back and forth and kind of chat about stuff.
Yeah, I don't really have a life. So
well, it's not necessarily that. It's just I know that you're generally more available just because of your current situation.
Yeah, situation
right now. So, anyways,
great start.
Yep. So Caleb has a YouTube channel. You want to kind of talk a little bit about that and the type of stuff you put on there?
Yeah, sure. Mostly, my main channel, CDA2369, is kind of a place I would mostly just kind of play games and upload whatever I want to. But I haven't uploaded anything for a while. That's because more recently I've been into animating in like 3D environment, CG kind of thing. And so I've created a new channel known as CD Animated, where I just kind of upload animations or really whatever I feel like at that time. And so I'm trying to focus more on that, which is kind of why I've been inactive on that channel for a bit. I'm hoping I can get back to at least making some kind of gaming videos soon.
What channel did you put your tagged video on?
Oh, that was CD Animated.
The CD Animated?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just because I wanted CDA2369 to be more gaming.
Yeah.
And I want CD Animated to be like the new main thing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, go check out his stuff. He has more of a following than we do currently, but
well, debatable. But
no, you do. You do. But regardless, if you're listening to this in the future for whatever reason and you haven't checked out or you're not familiar with Caleb's work, go ahead and do that. All right, time warping back to now and reality.
Am I allowed to like force you to put up an annotation right here? Or no, this is on iTunes.
This will be on iTunes. Okay. But we also put out versions on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is where people who, for whatever reason, which by the way, you can listen to us on iTunes, or if you have an Android device, you can listen to us using an app called Podcast Republic. Still trying to figure out other Android podcast providers that we can feed our RSS feed to, so that you can listen to us pretty much any platform. But if you don't have iTunes or whatever reason, or you refuse to use iTunes, you can listen to us on YouTube, which if you refuse to use iTunes, you're probably already listening to this on YouTube. So anyways.
Hi, YouTube.
Yeah.
I was going to say, just click somewhere in the video. Click on
if you're watching this on YouTube, or there will be a link provided in the description.
Yeah. I could do that too. That's
so
kind of cool.
Yeah. Anyways,
only slightly.
So, yeah, we were talking a little bit beforehand because I decided to get lunch because I was hungry and he had already eaten.
I had a corn dog.
Yep. But we were talking about consistency and like kind of what I was saying at the beginning of this episode when we're talking about releasing content and having a schedule because the catchy thing about trying to start any sort of podcast or YouTube channel or anything like that is obviously consistency.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to be consistent, but if you're not being consistent, you have to have really good stuff. So it's kind of
to keep everyone there until you create something new.
Yeah. So that's kind of been one thing, and I've been this is going to be kind of a tease. hopefully, if everything works out, and I know that I end up saying that a lot, but if everything works out, our gaming channel, It Takes Four to Tango, or I guess I can kind of say it's more of a gaming channel we're associated with, because not everyone who's involved with the Chocolate Dollar is involved with It Takes Four to Tango. It Takes Four to Tango is a Scene29 brand, though, similar to Chocolate Dollar Podcast. So basically, we're all in the same family of a network.
We're all in this together.
Anyways, but the point being, we have kind of been in a drought. We were trying to do some sort of seasonal format where we'd put out episodes every week for 10 weeks, take a break.
Yeah, that worked.
Put out video, and it worked for one season, and I'm very proud of that season.
That was a great
There's a
season.
couple videos in that season that I'm a little meh about, but for the most part, I think it turned out really well. Then we started our second season, and we got 3 episodes in, and then we weren't able to do stuff. So there's that. But I have some ideas, and some of us in the group that puts on It Takes Four to Tango have been kind of experimenting with various ideas and whatnot. And I'm not going to say too much, but I have a feeling that this winter is going to be pretty epic.
Things are gonna get crazy.
Yeah. So, and we're going to be collaborating more with Caleb and some stuff. And
That's
I'm also actually hoping to get more stuff on the Scene29 channel. Kind of actually try building up the main brand a little bit. So, but we were talking about that, and
I might juggle at some point.
yeah, you said something. You were going to carry on that conversation with consistency, and I said, let's wait and save it for the podcast.
Well, I was going to say, I haven't uploaded something for a while, but the reason behind that is because when I would upload things, I'd upload maybe ranging from like 10 to 20 minute long videos. But the thing is, whenever I would upload it, no one would like really say much about it, not really comments, and the average view duration was only like a few minutes. So I left it to go animate instead because I felt like I could get more done with that and like kind of grab more attention. But
I'll probably have you lean a little bit closer to your mic.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just figured to let you know. There you go.
So, what was I saying? Right. So, I just think, but apparently after a certain amount of time, people began to notice I haven't made anything, and so, even if the quality isn't very good or like it's neutral, at least still slightly good. If there's consistency to it, people will still keep coming back to it. And it should continue to grow and continue to get better. Yeah. So consistency is important.
Yeah, and everything great has to start somewhere small.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
For instance, Christopher Nolan, probably one of the best filmmaker out there.
Yep.
If you watch some of his older short films, it's complete garbage. And it's just like, the whole point is you just need to get stuff going. So that's what we're hoping to do this year. For me personally, I would like to try to make Scene29 a full-time gig. I'm not going to be shy about that. So I'm going to be going through an intense season this year of doing everything I can, pulling all stops to try and get Scene29 off the ground, up and running. And if you're listening to this episode and you're like, hey, I like this stuff, I want to know more of their stuff, well then welcome to the club. You're the first few of our community.
Support is important as well. Like if you could like tell us how we're doing, if there's something you'd like to say on the side, it actually really like more than you'd understand. Helps encourage us to keep going.
It's kind of the whole mentality of when you're playing basketball or something like that. And I know that you didn't play basketball, but I did, and it definitely like
a little hard.
It was hard to play a game that without support and do well. Obviously, it's kind of the same mentality though, because like you don't get your support unless you're doing well, but you do better when you have support.
Well, if there's a noticeable increase in ability and skill, people will say things about it. But even if you keep at that same level of skill, there is something on my finger, then it will.
Is it like lint?
Yeah,
or something?
I'm not really sure. It's like a mark. Oh yeah, it is lint. Oh,
there you go. Got it.
Me. Thank you. So, but if you stay at that continual skill, even if you're trying really hard, everyone's used to it. So there's really nothing new to notice or really say.
But kind of what I'm getting at though is like the whole idea of like, you make a shot, nobody cheers. It's kind of hard to get excited and to be motivated. And a lot of times, the whole idea of adrenaline, helps you to continue to perform better.
Yeah.
So basically, like, anytime we say something like, let us know what you think in the comments, or leave a review on iTunes or something like that.
That's just not to count reviews and comments.
That's more. We're just asking you guys to kind of give us the pick me up that we could possibly use, which maybe to you we're not necessarily worth that, and that's okay. We're not going to judge you for that. We're totally understandable. But I don't know. I've never made that comparison in my head till now. Like
Yeah.
that's how important support is.
Oh yeah, it's very important. Like
I will
I've
tease.
seen a lot of people fail because they haven't gotten support. Like
Yeah.
their comments will only ever say anything bad that they notice, but never anything good. And so I've actually seen a lot of channels fall because of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
Quite
you know, there's a whole thing of like if you're a creator, you need to learn to rise above criticism.
yeah, well, but there's
Constructive
a fine line
criticism's
between,
good.
Constructive criticism.
But like,
and
hey, your video
anything
sucks, and just like when you have trolls that just want to
Yeah.
like watch your videos to tell you how bad they are,
Those aren't really something you should
they
pay much attention to.
yeah.
I mean, if they'll say why it's bad, then
yeah,
give it a listen. But
yeah.
otherwise, it's like
and when I say like, let us
you can
know
ask
what
them
you
why.
yeah, when I ask
But-
to like let us know what you think, you know, don't like. I mean, you don't have to, but kind of what we're fishing for is like, what did you like? What did you not like? What do you
Yeah.
want that would make this more valuable to you?
What do you want to see?
Yeah,
New
which
things, new ideas.
yeah, which I don't want to get at like we're like trying to clarify anything because you guys don't understand that. I'm clarifying it mostly for myself right now.
Yeah, a lot of this is helps straighten
Yeah.
thought process.
But anyways, I'm
necessary.
gonna tease this really fast though. I have been working on a website for quite a while
Ooh.
for Scene 29, and I'm gonna tease that it will be live by March 16th, whether it's finished or not. That's mostly based on.
It's only like half the page.
Yeah,
like,
I'm also working on creating Patreon pages for several different things, and Patreon sent me a notice the other day that whether I'm ready or not, my page is going to go live March 16th.
Oh snap!
I don't know if it was exactly March 16th. It was sometime in the middle of March, so I have just under a month to kind of finish it up. But yeah, so anyways, be ready for scene29.com. That'll be coming out sometime soon. But anyways,
Patreon.
you are also going to say something, and I wanted to ask you about this because you had mentioned something about fan art that you were doing for It Takes Four to Tango.
Right. Well, that's an interesting story.
Or animations,
because-
I guess.
It was going to be It Takes Four to Tango animated. And I had a specific scene idea in mind. You guys were playing Tower Fall.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
remember this one part.
Was it
where
the first one or was it the second one?
I think it was the second one.
Okay, where it was just me and Taylor?
Yeah, it was just you and
Yeah.
Taylor. I remember that. And
Or Taylor and I, excuse me.
grammar, this isn't English class. It's and there was this one part where you like died really quickly, and you mentioned something about like getting your hot chocolate. I had this whole visualization in my head of how that would have worked out, and I was going to animate it together. I even actually like drew like how the characters would have been animated, and we're going to bring them out. But then kind of life hit. I still want to make it. but
Okay.
I don't really know.
Well-
it's a bit old now, so I don't know if I.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't
might
mind.
still put it together.
If you want to put something together, I'm more than
Okay.
willing. Like I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to
I'll
seem
look at it.
selfish in telling you do it.
Well, again,
but,
that's
like,
the whole motivation thing.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing it come to life in another form.
Well, I also want to encourage you to kind of get better in your craft as well, and like,
Well, yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I have been continually attempting that.
Mhm.
Characters are.
you have really
Very
cool pictures,
difficult.
by the way. On like when you upload pictures
Oh,
of
like
something
the-
like the green
Facebook?
shell for Mario.
Oh, from Mario.
I thought that
Kart?
was really
Yeah,
cool.
I thought that was. I'm proud of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that one
it
was
had
really
some
cool.
issues, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and you put out, what was the most recent one you put out of like the
That
base?
was, like, my ion cannon.
Yeah,
thing.
I
drew
thought
it
those
on
were cool
paper.
too.
Yeah,
I like
was
those.
proud of that too. I want to make more stuff like that. Like,
Mm.
believe it or not, this isn't only just for animating. It's actually for most any projects. If you write down your idea
Mhm.
and like help visualize it, it really helps keep you
Mm.
positioned towards where you're supposed to be or towards your goal, really.
Mm.
And even then, it might even come out better than you originally planned. Because actually, if you go back and look at those pictures of the ion cannon, you will notice slight differences in the construction lines.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
it's a really good idea to actually write out your ideas. It's kind of a side idea.
Mhm.
So
Or at least like compile inspirations for it. and-
yeah, different inspirations.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
another one drawn. I haven't animated it yet though.
Mm.
But
So what
that'll
are
be done.
some ideal projects that if you had the time and the ability that you would get into doing?
well, I've had this idea to do I've been wanting to do like real world kind of shorts, just to kind of test
Mm.
the
Like
whole
animation, live action hybrid?
ability. Yeah, because actually, if you animate something and it's entirely animated, that actually takes a lot longer to make because you have to make every asset, every individual detail,
Mm.
and rendering is just a pain for
Mhm.
lighting and such. But if I bring it into the real world, most of it is already made. All I need are the supernatural props, which don't take nearly as long to make.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to get into that to kind of help that. I had this idea for a futuristic kind of sci-fi thing, which is where the Ion Cannon actually came from.
Mm.
And I have some different ideas for kind of how the world would look.
Okay.
I'd
Cool.
also like to get back to my CDA2369 regular gaming thing. So
Yep. Cool. Well, yeah.
most of my ideas.
So what type of games what type of games are you more into playing on CDA2369?
Well, a lot of times since I've been wanting to kind of balance out CDA2369 and CD animated, one thing I have been doing is if anyone had actually bought me a game, I would play it on the channel, and a lot of people have done that.
So
I just haven't made the videos yet, and I feel kind of guilty for that because I told.
Do you
want
to be on some It Takes Four to Tango stuff? Like, would you want to?
I would love to.
Okay, sweet.
I would hug you right
So-
now, but that would destroy the whole scene.
Yeah. Well, keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. CDA2369 will soon be considered
check.
a crew member of the It Takes Four to Tango crew
Oh,
when we
yeah.
actually get to doing stuff.
CDA
what
joins
type
the
of-
battle
What type of games do you have on Steam right now?
on Steam. I
'Cause
have
I
a
know that's
lot-
your primary platform that you use.
Most of them I haven't actually touched, so I
Mhm.
have.
Do you have Rocket League?
No, but that
Oh, okay.
I think that's on sale right now, so I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get
Well,
that. Like,
I mean,
as soon as
if
we're
you can
done
afford
here.
it, go for it. I would
Right.
highly recommend it. If not,
Yeah,
don't
well,
worry
I'm-
about it. We'll take care of it
I'll
later.
go for it. I don't.
Actually, little fun fact about we'll get back to that in a
No, no,
second.
it's
I'm
fine. Go
sorry.
ahead.
I
It's
just
your
want to
show. I don't
before I
wanna say
forget.
anything. Hi.
Ed Merrill, who he's the one review we have on iTunes so far claims that Ed is the star of the show, which I do not necessarily disagree with. He is quite possibly the single most hilarious human being
Ever?
to have ever, well, I would consider ever probably. And, I know there's lots of
we
funny
have
people
him.
out there, but, I definitely agree. And funny enough, he is actually the individual that came up with the name of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It was his
Wasn't that-
mind that developed the Chocolate Dollar brand. I had the idea of the podcast. He had
Wasn't
the
that
name.
actually part of the live recording? Like you guys were discussing.
Yeah,
the name?
yeah. Our first
Yeah,
episode
that was,
is
like, the first
us
episode. Yeah,
figuring
I
out
remember
what we're
that.
going to call the podcast, and he came up with the perfect name,
Oh,
and we just kind
yeah.
of stuck with it. But he tends to, if he discovers a game that is kind of his
Genre.
style,
Yeah.
kind of not even genre, it's just
His-
style.
Something he just.
For lack of a better word,
Yeah.
he tends to get addicted to it. And
For a significant amount of time.
yes, so
have
for
you
instance,
seen everyone when Halo or Fallout 4 came out? That was like
I have
it was
not.
a worldwide coma.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I want to play Fallout 4. I'm waiting a little bit because
Very expensive.
yeah. Well, it's not. I can drop $60 on a game, no problem. I don't feel bad about that. It's the whole fact when there's like 4 or 5 games out at the same time that I
That
really
you
want to
wanna
play
get.
all of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I'm like,
You need to make like a priority list.
yeah.
And then there's the time schedules between that. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's like
Yeah.
I don't have time to dedicate to all these games. If people would pay me to play games, I would play games all the time. But that doesn't work.
One day.
Besides, I even have it's not necessarily just because I would get bored eventually playing games for money. It's the whole idea of I have other things that I want to do
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Well, that's the whole me switching from
Yeah.
CDA to CD animated.
yeah.
So
Not to say I still play. I just end up pulling a lot more late nights than I
yeah,
did before.
which can be dangerous if
Which
you
is
do too
actually
much, but
I've pulled less late nights than I have before, but I pulled later late nights more than I
later
have
late
before.
nights.
The
So it's
times
less
that I
often,
do,
but they're more intense.
yeah, the days that I don't like Friday nights, I don't have to get up Saturday morning at all. I'm like,
Woo!
screw it. I'm gonna stay up till 4:00 this morning, and I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, getting back
Tetris.
to Ed, Noah gave him Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation 2,
Okay.
and Ed got super addicted to that for a very long time.
It's Guitar Hero.
He would have to tell you how many songs he 100%ed. But I do know that he's technically beat every song across all 3
Wow.
games.
That's insane.
And it was funny because Noah gave him that. So then when we recorded our Rocket League video for It Takes 4 to Tango, I actually gifted him Rocket League over Steam because we only had 3 people who had the game.
Yeah.
And so
Can't really rent something on Steam.
yeah, Well, you couldn't before, not at the time. I think you can now,
can
or
you
they're
now?
they're supposed to, or something like that.
Um,
I know there was a thing a while ago. I don't play Steam enough to be
maybe you
totally
can.
knowledgeable and stuff, but I do know
I
that
think
you can
get
rent
refunds.
games. Yeah, you can get refunds
I
for.
know about
Okay,
that,
yeah,
but I don't know if
that's more what it is. No, you can't just straight
I
up
don't think you
rent.
can straight up rent. Yeah,
That'd be awesome though.
that'd be amazing.
If you could rent games on Steam.
Valve, get on it.
But
That's not cool.
so I was like, man, it's not that expensive. Happy early birthday, Ed. And I just kind of like, I bought it and I gifted to it because he has a Steam account.
Yeah.
He just didn't buy games on it.
Also
So,
means you don't have to buy anything for his birthday.
yeah.
Now.
But now he's, and his birthday's come and gone. So we're good there.
Happy birthday.
But it's just kind of, it's funny because now that's his obsession. He,
Rocket League.
yeah, whenever
Oh, that
he's
really hit off
over,
for him.
he
Wow.
has his laptop and he's like, hey, Jonathan, you want to play Rocket League? And I was like, yeah. And so we actually got pretty, like, we played for like 5 hours one day, just match after
Just
match after match. And we
Rocket
actually
League.
customized our vehicles and we're like, this is our identity
Rocket
in this
League.
game, whatever. And so we're excited to try more Rocket League videos, especially since that's a game that Ed actually enjoys.
So does that confirm more for
Oh,
Takes
yeah.
Two to Tango?
Yeah, there are going to be more Rocket League videos. When? I don't know, but there will be more. But that would be a fun game to kind of get you on if you.
Yeah, I'd love to give it
Wherever.
a shot. I've seen you guys play, and that looks really fun.
Yeah.
Frustrating, but looks really fun.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun. I've gotten slightly better. I'm better with a controller than I am with a keyboard and a mouse. So
I
I need
have a
to.
controller I can play.
It takes 4 to
with,
tango. We
so.
need to invest into more USB controllers that we can plug them into the computer and
USB
anyways.
slots are important too,
yeah. Well,
'cause I run out of those a lot.
even
on
if you're
computer.
only playing on a laptop, you're gonna have a USB port. Like,
Yeah, but like, depending on how many controllers you need, well,
each person has their own laptop,
oh,
so you'd only need one
Oh, I
USB
smart.
open.
yeah.
But yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about before
We
that?
were doing something. It was
Oh, I asked you about Rocket League.
right.
If you'd want to
Rocket
get Rocket
League,
League.
if I wanted to
and-
get it, which I do.
Yeah.
Oh, another one I just thought of right off the top of my head. I don't know. Have you heard of the game Nidhogg?
Mm-mm.
It's a basically a two-dimensional like sword fighting game
Mm.
where you try to run to one side of the screen, but your opponent's trying to run to the other side of the screen, and
So you have to sword fight.
you have to sword fight to make progress, and whoever gets to the end wins. I think that'd be something It Takes Four to Tango might be interested in. Though
okay.
there's a tournament mode, but per game there's 2
Yeah.
people.
If you watch some It Takes 4 to Tango, which you can find if you're not familiar, you can find It Takes 4 to Tango on YouTube
Mhm.
very easily. Just type It Takes 4, and it's the number to Tango.
Well, it's the number 4.
Number 4. It's not
Yeah, it's not the
FOUR. It's 4. Like,
yeah, it's not the number 2. It's
Yeah.
actually
yeah. It
like
takes
TO.
4, and then 2 Tango.
not 42.
No. And it's a little D-pad icon that we created.
Mm.
It's yellow and black. You can check out all the videos that we have so far. Some of them are better than others. I'll tell you that much. Please don't watch the Resogun one. But anyways, now people
I
are
think
going
they're
to.
just gonna watch that one
Um,
now. Yeah.
But if you watch the Resogun one, you have to at least watch like the Tower Fall or Battlefront 2 one or something like that.
That's the trade. You have to do that.
But you can find our videos there, and if you like them, you can actually,
Like
and you have game ideas that you want us to try,
Mhm.
for the show, you can tweet at us on
Ooh,
Twitter. At 42tango. Which it's the same as like the letter number 4 and
the letter 4.
2 tango. So you can find us there, or you can tweet at scene29_studios, or you can tweet at chocolate dollar.
Is there a way to contact you guys through Facebook?
Yeah, we have Facebook groups.
Okay.
It takes 4 to tango, chocolate dollar, scene 29. All 3 have
All of them.
stuff
All of the
on
products.
Facebook, Twitter, iTunes. Well, chocolate dollar is only on iTunes, but anyways,
YouTube.
yeah, YouTube. But
Pretty fun.
yeah, so that's just kind of if you had game ideas or anything like that you'd like to submit, we can definitely
for
look
it,
into
yeah.
them. And right now our budget isn't super fantastic, but when we get our Patreon pages up,
Yeah, we've been over this.
you can help us out with that.
The issues with that.
Yeah, but anyways, so
Okay.
yeah, one game I want to try is what's it called? It's you're in airships, you're fighting.
Oh, Elite Dangerous?
No.
No?
Guns of Icarus Online.
Oh, Guns of Icarus.
Yeah.
They did a huge promotion on that recently.
Yeah. Do you have that?
No, but
Okay.
I think it's on sale right now, actually.
Okay, because I
Lots of things
wanna.
on sale.
I think it'd be really cool to. I may just buy a few copies of that if it's on sale.
It takes 4 to Icarus.
Yeah, and then and then send it out and then gift it to other people in the crew that I would like to. I'm just moving that because I'm OCD.
Crayons.
Yeah, so that'd be a fun one to try. We haven't been able to yet, but that'd be fun. Yeah. So what type of games are you
Icarus.
playing just for fun now?
Fun one.
Like
Just for fun. I'm a huge puzzle game player,
mhm.
so I've been playing a lot of Dr. Mario.
Okay.
That's like one of my favorites. But when it comes, I wouldn't say. Ooh, okay, another game just came to my mind. It's a tower defense game, which is one of my favorites. It's known as Sanctum,
Okay.
which is it's like a first-person shooter, but it's also a tower defense game where
Mhm.
you can build towers to defend the core, which is somewhere in the level. But you can design the maze as well using kind of Minecraft-like mechanics where you can place blocks and then kind of design the level out, and then the computer automatically calculates what the shortest path possible is, and so your goal is to try to confuse it off to try to make it as long as possible.
Mhm.
So that one's fun. It's multiplayer. There's co-op online, like 4-player co-op. It's really fun.
That'd be fun.
It's one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes me and some friends play it on Saturday.
You know, it would be a lot of fun.
Saturday.
A 4-player Portal.
A 4-player Portal game? Actually, I think they almost did that. It was
That would be so much
it
fun.
was gonna be competitive Portal 2. Where,
I mean, it was fun with like just co-op.
just co-op.
in the first
That
place.
alone is insane.
Yeah, that alone is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But man, would it be fun to
4-player.
do like
They
4-player?
almost did that actually. You can actually there was a game mode called football, FUTBOL, and one team has like this glass sphere,
Mm-hmm.
but if it touches any surface, it breaks and it restarts.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is for that team to get it to the other side of the level, and the
Mhm.
other team's goal is to stop them.
Mm.
And although they canceled that game mode, you can still find the football like in Hammer Editor. You can still
Mhm.
actually put it in levels. And
Okay.
so that did almost actually happen.
Cool.
If we
That'd be a lot of fun.
time
yeah.
flies.
We should just make our own mods that we can play, and it takes 4 to tango. That'd be fun too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Just like, anyways,
Takes 4 to mod.
that may happen. Anyways, that's
Get on
completely
that.
unrelated.
One day.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Unity a lot lately. I enjoy it. It would be tied with Assassin's Creed 4 for me as far as like ranking in the
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed franchise if it weren't for the glitches.
I guess
the
that does kinda
glitches make it
ruin a game.
maybe my third favorite AC game.
Oh. What's like your third favorite game of all time?
Third favorite game of all time, I can't even. I have to
Even
think
first,
of
just
all the
third.
games I've played and narrow it down. Because I think I even have like a 3-way tie for my favorite.
A 3-way tie
Game.
for your favorite?
Yeah,
or
well, they're
your third
franchises.
favorite? Oh, okay.
Because I'd probably say Battlefront 2 is probably number 1, mostly for nostalgia purposes.
Mhm.
Uh,
I'd be similar with
Assassin's Creed franchise is also number 1
Mhm.
tie.
It's
Just because
also
I
number one.
enjoy that. Like I know people hate on it for being an annual franchise, which actually I think they're stepping away from that. I heard rumor about that lately or something like that.
At
That they're
number
gonna
1, we have Battlefront 2. And at number 1, we have Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, and then I think the third one that would be tied would be the Mass Effect franchise. Cause
Oh, the Mass Effect.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
know you really
enjoyed it.
like those series, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of FTL as well. Like, that's kind of, if you ever wanted to command a spaceship.
yeah.
Have you heard of that game? Do you know what that is?
Mhm.
Oh, that's like one of my favorites. I don't know why I love it so much, but it is a
One game I have been playing though, and you were talking about Fallout 4. I'm holding off on playing Fallout 4 just yet because I want to play it really bad, and I'm really excited to play it.
It's a huge game.
Yeah, and that's also why I'm waiting to play it.
yeah.
Taylor beat it in like
How do you beat
2
that
or 3
game?
days.
What?
I don't know how he did it,
How?
but I mean maybe that's not that hard, and it's just
72
because
hours
with my
straight.
schedule I can't imagine doing that. But
I
anyways,
guess there is more to the game than just like go to the end.
Yeah.
There's, like a lot of other things you can do.
yeah. Excuse me, I got it.
Oh.
Notification.
Special guest.
Oh yeah, that's reminding me if I want to return something from Amazon or not. Anyways,
Oh.
So
Special guest Amazon.
but to make up for playing Fallout 4,
Mhm.
I actually went ahead and downloaded Fallout Shelter.
Oh, like that it's
The
like a
mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
I hear that.
Um
I hear it is.
excuse me, my
I don't
number
have a
one
mobile
complaint,
phone, so I can't play it.
my number one complaint with it at first was it required a lot of babysitting. You had to,
Oh, constantly be watching the game. And
yeah,
like,
to make sure that your dwellers
yeah.
weren't dying and stuff.
Yeah, that
However,
makes sense.
in time, I eventually didn't need to worry about that. The biggest thing I had to watch were resources, and right now I have enough dwellers, and my vault is big enough to where I don't have to
You don't
like
have to worry
I
about
don't
things,
have
like,
to
they
be
can't-
checking every minute
they can
to make
take care
sure
of
that there's enough
themselves, 'cause-
resources that they're going to be happy and none of them are going to die or anything like that. And nicely, raiders I've found don't attack your vault
Oh.
if unless you're like actively in the game.
Oh,
So like if I leave the
you're
game open
away-
for 5 minutes while I'm micromanaging a bunch of stuff, raiders will attack, or there'll
but
be
if
a
it's
rad
like,
roach
if you're not actually
infestation,
playing the
or
game and it's
Yeah.
like offline mode, you won't be attacked.
well, I just haven't noticed that anything has actually been legitimately attacked.
That's interesting.
Or at least none of my dwellers have died
I
while
guess that would
defending.
make sense because that'd be really unfair if you could be attacked when
Oh
the
yeah,
guard is down.
yeah, and like your phone starts buzzing like crazy. Raiders attacking! Raiders attacking! I'd be like, no,
I am asleep.
I'm in the middle of church. Let me. I can't pull out my phone in the middle of this prayer, and anyway. But no, I enjoy it a lot, but I kind of feel like it starts to make me operate as a communist in a way, because
Well,
like the whole
That
idea.
escalated.
Well, yeah, I know it's just really weird. I kind of felt myself becoming like I feel very like.
You're like melting.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it was because in order to their system that they have, like you build rooms, you assign dwellers to those rooms,
Mhm.
and they have different. They're special, which I think is strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, luck. Those
Okay.
are the like their stats.
So Dungeons and Dragons.
Kinda. But they each dweller has a different level in one of those stats, and they're special.
And so it makes
And
each
you-
one like valuable in their own way.
Yeah. So like your power rooms that you need, which are the most valuable resource you have, because if you don't have power, you can't
Do anything.
do anything else. But your power rooms, the people with higher strength are gonna be happier and perform better in those rooms. So you gotta.
Such as life.
Yeah, so you got to put them in the power room and blah, 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 and you have to make sure there's enough people, because the more rooms you have, the more power it takes, so you need to have bigger rooms, and then you can upgrade those rooms. You can merge rooms,
Mhm.
and then you have
Wow.
to have people in those rooms.
That's
and
insane.
Yeah, it's I'll show it to you
Yeah,
after
that
we're
sounds
done
cool.
recording, otherwise I would, because it's kind of,
If it's not on the 3DS, I probably don't have it. So
yeah. But
Fallout for the
that
3DS.
so then I like started I would put people where I knew their special would work.
Yeah.
But then I started noticing like perception. You put perception people in the water supply rooms,
Mhm.
and so I didn't have anyone with a high enough perception. Like everyone was like
Kinda like-
perception 1, strength 2,
okay.
strength 2, strength 2, agility 1, or that was one that I forgot, agility.
Oh.
But and it's just kind of like it was like I need somebody to like be perception so that we can survive.
Perceptionated.
Yeah, and so
That's a
like
word, I'm sure.
what you can do is you can build rooms that train people.
Train?
in these
Oh,
areas.
So you can like enhance their abilities.
Yeah.
Further.
So what I started doing is like I would build one of those rooms, and then I'd drop a couple of people that I could spare into those rooms to get better, and then like once they got to a certain level, I'd put them in their perception. Or
Oh, okay.
there's one aspect to it, and this aspect is a little awkward to talk about, at least for me, but you can actually take one or two dwellers, like a male and a female, you can assign them to the living quarters,
Okay, I see where this is going.
and then they reproduce a child that has their own special. So you add a new dweller to your group, and
That was
then
very smoothly avoided.
yeah. So what I started doing is like, okay, if I take someone who has like high perception, like two people with high perception, and they breed a child,
Be
then
like insane
yeah.
perception.
But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, that's kind of sadistic right there. Like
kind of is. It's
you're
like training them for
breeding-
the next generation.
you're breeding specific roles and stuff, and I was just like,
It's like
that's just
breeding
weird.
animals, but like humans.
Yeah, exactly. And so I felt kind of bad
Like
doing
almost
that. So then what I
cruel.
started doing is like, I'm just going to do this whole thing where like I'm going to put people in these rooms. That feels less creepy to me. But like you put them in these rooms, and then I'm trying to max out every single character in each category.
Mhm.
And that's mostly just so that they can be used wherever. Like I
Yeah.
can send them out into the wilderness to get stuff, or I can assign them to
The
whatever
overlords.
room. I'm like, okay, so I'm running low on food as a resource.
Do the
I
characters
have
ever, like,
everyone is good at agility, so I'm gonna just pick and choose random people and put them in the food rooms.
do like the characters die eventually of like age or
No, they don't die of age. They can be killed by raiders or mole rat infestations or radroach infestations
Okay.
or fire.
I fought a roach this morning.
But
Not a fire.
you know, surprisingly, they don't die of age.
That's interesting.
And then I
'cause
noticed
you'd
the other
think they
day
would
that
with
like,
the whole
wow, this is a
circle
first
of life.
generation dweller that I have right now. One of the first people that showed up to my vault, and then I'm having him reproduce with this girl who was literally just born earlier today. And it's just like, that's really weird to
So much
me.
stuff.
I almost wish that like after so much time the characters would
Eventually
die
they-
out,
Yeah.
just cuz like,
That would
and
just
I
kinda
mean
make
I
it seem right.
well yeah,
at
and
least
I wouldn't
partially.
feel weird taking
Yeah.
Richard Taylor or whatever, which anybody whose name is the exact name is any of these characters that I talk about in my vault is completely coincidental. I didn't name any of them. The only one I named was one guy, and that was because I don't even remember why. But anyways, but you know, I feel less weird about it and less creepy, and
Yeah,
if it would do it that way. But then I keep thinking about it, I'm like, it's a video game.
Yeah.
I'm
That's the
reading
thing,
too
you
much
gotta
into
look
it.
back
That
every now
I'm
and then,
reading too
like,
much into it. But
people look a lot into video games like this. It's just like, it's just a game. As long as you're having fun, you're doing it right.
yeah. But you know, so it's just, but like, I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit though like that was kind of Hitler's mentality of the whole like you only keep the perfect ones
Yeah.
or whatever. And whereas like I don't know, that's the part where I say I feel like
Oh.
a communist, because I'm making each individual
the
max
perfect
out.
ones.
I'm
And
maxing
then-
out each individual so that I can use them wherever.
Yeah.
And you know, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like,
This
I
game,
don't.
it's a great strategy. but
Yeah. I like. Obviously, that
Most-wise,
wouldn't work realistically in any way, shape, or form in
crying
real
in my
life.
sleep. Yeah.
But you know, it's a fun game regardless, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
if you
seems
don't
fun.
mind eventually finding yourself feeling like a communist.
It's like,
But
it's normal. Don't worry.
yeah, I promise that's
Just cry
not
it
that
off, you'll
that's
be
not
okay.
my actual political views. Communism would work if we were perfect people.
But
If
we're far
everyone in
from
this
that.
world was perfect and everything, I think communism would probably work. But because that's not the situation we
Yeah,
have, we are imperfect human
flawed
beings, and we're completely
beings.
flawed. No one individual is the greatest individual ever. Republic is the best way to go. But anyways, that's way
That's a
more
different
further.
conversation.
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
But
Politics
no.
with the
So
Chocolate Dollar podcast.
yeah, I have thought about starting a political podcast just for the
Yeah,
sake
you
of.
mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
But I don't know. Politics is such a hot button topic that I feel like
It could get offensive.
it could get
quickly.
out of the way far, like way too far on the internet, and I don't want to do that. So
If you want popularity.
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Fallout Shelter's a fun game. I would
It's
suggest playing
free
it.
for.
Yeah.
Like, what is
Yeah.
it for? It's just for.
You
any
can get it
mobile
on
device?
Android or iOS.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Windows Phone, but I don't really know anyone who has a Windows Phone. So.
Yeah, I didn't. I just heard about a Windows Phone like a week ago. So. Drinking this Dairy Queen.
Yep. Excuse me. Sorry.
Not sponsored.
Yep. Nope. Not sponsored. If you want to sponsor us,
wanna
though, if somebody
sponsor
from
us.
Dairy Queen is listening, you're more than welcome to sponsor. You can reach me at. I'm not going to give out my email address right now. But anyways, you can email chocolatedollar@gmail.com. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's another way you can contact us. Add that to the list.
So
I said
anyways.
us. I feel like I'm part of this
Yeah,
now. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
no.
famous.
no, that'd be
Hi,
that.
Bob.
I'd like to have you more part of this more often if
I
you're
would
able
love to
to.
be more part of this
Yeah.
often. Where it's
Maybe get CDA2369 and CDA animation in the Scene 29 family. you know.
we're adopted.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah.
not a bad thing.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, is there anything else that you kind of feel like talking about? Because we're kind of getting into time.
Oh, we're getting to time out.
Mhm.
Fast.
Yeah, it goes by fast. It really
Wow.
does.
Like, I hear that all the time on the podcast. Like, whenever there's a new person, it's like, that was quick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, all I can Nothing really comes to mind, really.
Okay, cool.
Other than like, thank you for having me. It was.
Oh yeah,
really great
definitely.
being
I hope
on
we
this
can get you on more often.
Yeah,
I'd like to
love
get
be. I'd love to be.
you, me, my brother Jeremiah,
Mhm.
which I know that Jeremiah is not going to be like. I mean, maybe he could, but I know that
He's a very busy human.
his primary interest is not what we've been talking
Yeah.
about. So I doubt that he'd be game for doing
game.
this type of stuff full time as well.
Yeah.
But I do know that I will tease this though. Him, Ed, and I are hoping to do a horse video for
Horse?
the
For
basketball
like
game.
basketball. Okay, I thought you were gonna go ride horses.
No, we're gonna do a horse video for It Takes Four to Tango because that technically
That would be amazing.
is a game,
That's true.
and It Takes Four to
That's-
Tango is
yeah,
a
it
gaming
game.
channel,
Yeah. There we go.
not specifically video games.
Plot twist.
Mostly video games, but
sounds-
we've
I
thought
love doing
horse
that.
would be fun. Anyways, so that
Yeah, I'd watch that. I don't play sports, but
Excuse me.
I'd watch that.
I don't know what it is, but like whatever I ate for lunch has kind of been causing me to burp a little bit. Anyways,
It's the Dairy Queen.
yeah, I want to get like you, Jeremiah, me, and probably Grant or someone
Grant.
together on an episode because I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Anyways, well, yeah, is there anything you want to plug?
Check out my channel if you ever feel like you want to watch something that are months old. Or I'm hoping I can get to work on newer stuff soon. I'll probably have a video that actually links to here.
Mhm.
So you'll have that if you want to watch it.
Okay.
But
And that's CDA2369 and
mhm.
CDA animation?
CD.
Or is
the
it
channel
CD
itself,
animation? I can look
I
it up
call
really
it
quick.
CD animation, but it's CD and then animated,
Okay.
which is a little odd. Or you can, if you're on YouTube, it'll probably just be in the description.
Is it all one word?
Yeah, CD animated,
Okay.
because it's a reference to the whole CD.
Okay, yeah, I found it.
That was really fast.
CD animated.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Cool.
continue.
Yep, you can check those out. Do you have a Twitter or anything?
I do, but I don't use it.
Okay.
But it's just under CDA2369. Facebook, Twitter,
Okay.
such.
Cool. Well, as far as I go, you can follow me personally on Twitter at @TheJ_96.
I did that.
J is spelled out JAY. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Chocolate Dollar, like I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
We have a YouTube channel. You can email us at chocolatedollar@gmail.com. There's that. You can follow Scene29 on Twitter at Scene29_studios. You can like us on Facebook, both Chocolate Dollar and Scene29, and It Takes Four to
Takes
Tango.
four to tango. Takes Tang to 4-0.
Yeah.
There's no CD animated page on Facebook.
If
but
you like this episode, share it with your friends and family. Share it with your loved ones and hated ones alike.
yeah, if they hate you, then
Publicity is
send them the worst. What was that one thing you didn't want them to see on It Takes Four to Tango?
Resogun.
Yeah, send them that if you hate them. There you go.
But yeah, you can share this with your friends and family.
Every
Share it
bit
on
helps.
Facebook. Share it, wherever you feel like it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and leave a review, letting us know what you think.
Woo.
You can comment if you're listening to this on YouTube. You
Thumbs
can
up, thumbs
comment.
down,
You can
like,
comment.
favorite, subscribe,
Yeah, I prefer a comment on
comment,
the YouTube videos.
favorite, bookmark.
Leave us a review on iTunes or Podcast Republic or
Tweet.
whatever podcast provider you use. So
If it's
yeah,
if it's
and
a podcast, we might be there.
not yet, but eventually, scene29.com.
Oh yeah.
So yep.
Drop the bass.
Well, that pretty much sums it up. Thank you guys for listening. Chocolate Dollar
Thank you.
signing off.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Check in next time.